Hi, we're Stu and Laura. You'll normally find us aboard our floating home Delfino, but this week we're in New York City eating our way around all 5 boroughs. Last time we checked out Brooklyn, Staten Island and Manhattan, and in today's episode we're trying a Southeast Asian food court in Queens and checking out the real Little Italy in the Bronx.
So we've come to New York to do something that not many tourists normally do. And we've set ourselves a bit of a challenge. We want to do all 5 boroughs, eat 5 different cuisines, and use 5 different modes of transport all in one weekend. I have no idea how the rest of this is going to go, but this is the kind of thing that we've come to find and explore.
I'm not sure I'm ready for day 2. It's been fun, but it's been really tiring. Right, day 2, let's do this.
Let's go on. Let's get some energy. Start of day 2 and it's like pretty horrible weather.
It's like blowing straight into my eyes, this rain.
I'm glad most of the plan has us indoors and riding like covered transports. Before we do anything today, we've got to get coffee. So it looks very promising.
Those things that were in the front.
So those are the wrong ways, eh? There we are, it's Queens.
Our 4th mode of transport is the subway. Did all of our interesting modes of transport yesterday, so today we're doing the utilitarian modes. We are taking 3 different subways and going all the way to the end of the line to get to Flushing in Queens, and we'll tell you a bit more about that when we get there.
Pretty excited about where we're going and what we're going to be eating, and we've obviously had a bunch of subway experiences over the weekend already, and they've been, I don't know, pretty good, pretty reliable.
I took the subway on my own at rush hour, which was
But otherwise it's like mostly had seats, it's a bit dirty, but it runs pretty cleanly.
I do find the map's a bit confusing, and it's also a bit confusing that some of the entrances only let you down to like one side of the tracks. If you go in the wrong entrance, you can't get to where you want to be.
This one smells like bleach.
We're on our way to Queens, nicknamed the world's borough because it has the highest percentage of foreign-born residents of all of New York City, at nearly 50%. People from over 120 countries call Queens home, speaking a staggering 130 languages.
So we've had a local train, an express train. The express train was pretty fun, went very quickly, as you'd expect. And now we're on an above-ground subway. So yeah, getting the full subway experience this morning. I have no idea what language the announcement that was just made was in. Well, that one's in English, but the one before it was in maybe Chinese? I don't know.
This is a Flushing Main Street bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Flushing.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
You have to go all the way to the end of the 7 train to get to Flushing, home of the US Tennis Open and the New York Mets baseball stadium, but also one of the original 5 towns of Queens. It's now known for its Asian communities, mainly Chinese, but also Korean and Indian, among many others. The New World Mall is the largest indoor Asian mall in the Northeast US, with food stalls from all over North and Southeast Asia, including all sorts of different regional Chinese food, but also Thai, Vietnamese, Korean and Japanese, among many others.
Smells like good already.
Yeah.
So we've come to Flushing in Queens in order to try out some amazing Chinese and Southeast Asian food. Queens is one of the most ethnically diverse places in the world, and being out on the end of one of the subway lines, it kind of has its own vibe and its own feel, which I've really been enjoying. This is exactly the kind of thing that I was hoping to find by leaving Manhattan and coming out to the outer boroughs.
There were so many things to look at and so many tasty looking options. We found it really hard trying to choose one. although there were some dishes that were a clear hard pass.
I'm not having duck entrails. It's not happening.
That place seems pretty popular.
We chose a stall selling Lanzhou hand-pulled noodles, mostly because we were mesmerised by the hand-pulling process. The dough is repeatedly stretched, folded and pulled to create long thin strands with a unique texture.
Beef stew, beef tendon, seafood, vegetable lamb. No eel, they're out of stock of eel, sad face. Or fish pork.
What are you looking at? The hand-pulled noodles?
Yeah, I want hand-pulled noodles.
What do you think? Yeah, let's go for the duck, shall we?
Yeah. So there's quite a lot of like cartilagey bits on it.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the spoon. Spoon feels friendly.
Little spoon of the broth. Good?
Yeah.
Super savory?
Super savoury, but like a little bit spiced and a little bit sweet. Really good.
Oh, I'm excited to try it. Oh wow. That's amazing, like the duck flavor is just insane. The skin's gone like kind of gelatinous, but it has so much flavor. Not sure about that. I was expecting it to be like soft in the middle. It's just a bit like dry. You know what I mean? It was the texture that I couldn't get into.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Huh. Fair enough.
Oh, wow, I like it, I do.
I honestly think these are some of the best noodles that I've ever had. Honestly, they're so delicious, and the depth of flavor is like insane. This was exactly the kind of place that I was hoping to find. This place is amazing. There's so many different cuisines in here, and the smells are just, yeah, unreal.
Am I ready? Baby's first bubble tea.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. I like that. Wow, that's sweet. That's good though. Yeah. We got Earl Grey with like mango tapioca balls. You mean tapioca. Wow. Really delicious. Come on, Pikachu. Oh.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh. Careful.
Sorry. So good. Fluffy durian?
I think we need to try and get for fluffy durian.
Come on, bring home the durian. I've always wanted a fluffy durian. Oh, no, I think it's not going to... Yes!
So pleased. So we've just come to Borough Play, which is upstairs in the mall from the food court, and we actually won 2 things. So I'm very excited. And we met the owners, and they've been super lovely. It's been a great afternoon in the New World Mall. Thoroughly recommend coming here.
For our fifth and final mode of transport, we called an Uber to take us the half-an-hour drive to our fifth and final borough, the Bronx. The rain fogged up the windows of our taxis and ruined any efforts to film the drive, but you didn't miss much. We were on what looked like the M25 for the majority of the trip.
We're in the Bronx, we're in Little Italy, and got some like amazing food planned, but it's a bit early and we're gonna go to a bar and watch some NFL to kill some time. If it stops raining, we'll have a chance to walk around, and with a bit of luck, we'll take a proper New York cab later tonight to finish this whole thing off. Laura pretending that she's interested.
I love America.
After a few more pints than is advisable for good quality content, we emerged from the beer hall and started trying to decide where to eat.
We've come to the Bronx, which is the home of hip hop, but it's also the home of Little Italy. So people have told us that this is kind of like where the real Little Italy is. We just spent 3 hours or 2 hours at the Bronx beer hall having a great time with the bartender Doug there, talking to us about the Bronx and hearing his restaurant recommendations. So we're gonna go eat a pound of pasta at Enzo's and wrap up a great time that we've had in Little Italy.
Large numbers of Italian immigrants were hired in the construction of the Bronx Zoo and settled around Arthur Avenue in the process, which is now the centre of Little Italy. The area did have connections to organised crime historically, particularly during the height of the mafia's influence in New York, but this has now been mostly eradicated, and Little Italy felt as safe to us as any other neighbourhood in New York.
I have an Alfredo.
I know, really good, right? We may have come to a place that's too Italian to order what we've ordered. And the thing is, like, I know better than this. I spent a lot of time in Sicily. But this is what Laura wanted, was a chicken Alfredo and a chicken parm.
And we got an eye roll when we ordered. For reference, I've been to Italy. We're now in America. I want some Italian-American food if possible. I appreciate we're in Little Italy. This is maybe not the vibe, but it's what I wanted to see.
They've got the Amara Montenegro, which is like, as my close friend Russ says, that's the bar for a place that knows how to do Italian food generally really well. So I'm excited. It's highly sacrilegious food.
Highly sacrilegious food. And they left me with an entire bowl of pasta.
Go on. Is it good? Yeah? Kind of jealous.
It's like a hug and dinner.
While not the most authentically Italian, our chicken Alfredo and chicken parm were excellent and exactly what we wanted after an afternoon in the beer hall.
Cat and Idolf, one Amara and Montenegro.
I think we've done a terrible job at filming Little Italy because we had 3 pints. But we've had a great time.
It was great. Great time at Mario's. Very actually authentically Italian. I think they're perhaps disappointed at our meal choices, but the experience in there was lovely. Really nice.
Yeah,
really
I really appreciated the eye roll when we ordered an Alfredo and a chicken parm.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's good. Strongly recommend coming out to Little Italy. Go to the beer house, hang out with the bartenders there. They're an awesome time. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
So, general impressions, what do you think, Laura?
I think I've had a really fun weekend. It's been really good to see the other side of New York and see something a little bit different from what all of the typical tourist sites would show. It's definitely reinforced that the typical tourist sites don't represent the majority of New York, which is exactly what we expected, having come from London, where the same thing is true.
And it's also really obvious to me that we've only barely scratched the surface of what both of those boroughs are like. And I'm super excited to come back and check them out more, to be honest.
Very aware that we've talked about how diverse these boroughs are, and then we've featured one aspect of a more diverse borough, but with the weekend that we've had, we simply couldn't have featured everything. So we've tried to pick what we thought was going to be the most representative feature of each.
One area that I'd love to go back to, for instance, is Astoria in Queens, where there's a thriving Greek community, and that seems really cool, and we just didn't have time to fit it into this trip, so maybe next time. So let's do a bit of a ranking. I think that's got to be like the best way to do this. Let's start with the modes of transport. 3, 2, 1, gondola.
Ferry.
Ferry?
Yeah, I love the ferry.
Okay, yeah. All
Got
right.
a great view of Manhattan and went past the Statue of Liberty, which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
It was very chill for the most part. I really enjoyed the ferry.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, like maybe least favorite mode of transport. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Walking.
Ferry. I found the ferry way too busy. It was just way too busy. I think like part of the thought process, we needed like a justification to go to Staten Island, and I
can't believe you had the ferry as your least favourite.
I know. Well, it was just busy and hot.
You preferred the subway to the ferry?
I thought that I always find undergrounds interesting.
Okay.
And I think the bike was up there. The bike was a close second next to the gondola. But I think with hindsight, I would probably recommend to skip Staten Island and just do like a boat tour.
Yeah, I mean, unsurprisingly, all of the New Yorkers know their city and knew that Staten Island was going to be a waste of time, but I felt like we had to do it to round out the 5 boroughs.
New Asher was great though. I enjoyed the Sri Lankan restaurant.
Okay, so what was your favourite meal? 3, 2, 1, Winson.
Noodles.
We said the same thing for any one of these.
Winson.
Yeah, I really liked Winson.
Winson
was my favourite.
Winson was really good. Yeah, but the noodles for me were like, something special.
Yeah, the noodles were really good, but Winson was, for me, just slightly better. Like, both of the sandwiches that we had were great, the coffee was great, and the pastry was great.
Yeah, Winson was a good experience.
The skin on the duck was also great in the noodles.
What about any like notable mentions?
The jackfruit at New Asher and the leeks and potatoes at New Asher.
Yeah, those were pretty good. I'd agree with that. And the jackfruit was like so strongly flavored. I think my notable mention was the red sauce at the Italian place.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. What's your biggest surprise?
What was my biggest surprise? Honestly, I think the food court in Flushing, that was definitely my biggest surprise. I mean, it really did feel like we were going to China.
It did. It felt like we were in a different country.
We had a really great time. The food was really tasty. There were loads of options that we could have had. Yeah.
Out of all the places, Flushing is the one I want to explore more of. And Flushing and Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think our takeaway from this weekend is we'd really like to explore more of the boroughs next time we're here.
Yeah.
Maybe not Staten Island, though.
Yeah. Sorry, Staten Islanders. Sorry about your borough.
Sorry about your borough. But for now, time to go to the airport.
See ya.